Yo, what up everybody? It's P-Sci. Welcome to another video. So for today I've got a nice deck profile for you guys. It's essentially just a combo deck that utilizes Cherubini. The other deck that I posted, the Kali-Yuga Turbo deck, uses a Sold. So this uses Cherubini, and essentially it makes a board that your opponent can't break usually. So let's go ahead with the main deck real quick. So for starters, Tour Guide is one of your one-card starters for the full combo. You have your Fiends, Fiendish Rhino Warrior. This is usually what you're summoning off of Tour Guide. I dabbled with Sangin, but it just wasn't good enough, honestly, because I wasn't playing any hand traps that Sangin could search if I had another extender. But, I mean, like, if Droll is good enough to be mained, then I would suggest playing a copy of Sangin in case you have an extender, and then you can use the Sangin to search your Droll during your combo. Then for the Burning Abyss monster, I forgot Edgem Sabers. That comes in clutch sometimes if you, like, draw the Rhino or different scenarios. For the Burning Abyss monsters, you've got one Graph, one Seer, one Libic in case you draw the Graph or Seer, and then one Farfa in case you brick and need to end up on the Dante slash Make Beatrice board. So that's it for the Fiends. Next up, I've got the Lone Fire Blossom package, along with our 3 Predaplant Orphis Scorpio, and our 2 Predaplant Darlingtonia Cobra. So this is also full combo by itself, since it searches Instant Fusion, which gives you your tuner on board. I'm sure you saw the Sea Monster of Theseus at the beginning of the video. Okay, and then next is just level 3 extenders. So we've got the Tsuchinoko and the Jackalope. I didn't want to go too high on the deck count. I think this is at 44, so I'm not playing the Nessie. Although it would be nice because this deck does end up having to discard a lot during the end board. But other level 3 extenders, 2 Psychic Wielder. The summons once per turn, so I play 2 and 2 of the Psychic Tracker and the Psychic Wielder. And then that's all the level 3 extenders. Next up is the small PK engine. Rusty's back, so a lot of these decks are going to be using like the broken cards like Link Cross, Needle Fiber, Rusty, essentially all those good cards. So just the 1-in-1 in this version. Carbonetin. This is the one that you go for if you didn't draw the Predaplant. If you drew the Tour Guide, you just dump this off of Cherubini to get your tuner access. And then finally, Plague Spreader Zombie. This essentially replaced O-Lion. It's just really good for recurring itself back. It sucks that you have to put a card back on top of your deck, but being a level 2 tuner that you can summon off of Needle that comes back is really important. Next, hand traps. You can't really play this format without some high-impact hand traps, so I'm playing the best 6. And in 44 cards, you're going to see these quite often. So if you're stuck going second, you got your Gamma and you got your Nib in the main deck to just try to stop your opponent or slow down their board so that you can actually play through it and make something. Finally, the vanillas. We got the Dark Magician, the Red Eyes Black Dragon, the Driver for the Gamma, and then our Galaxy Serpent for our Carbonetin package to get a tuner on board. So that's all the monsters. So now spells, like we're really low on spells. I mean, if Sekka's Light wasn't at 1, then we'd probably play triple of that instead. Because I don't think that you're technically activating the spell effect if you're using Predaplant's ability on field to send the fusion. But I don't know. I'd have to look up that ruling. But anyway, we got Foolish Burial, Emergency Teleport, Instant Fusion, Red Eyes Fusion. I'll go over the 2 combos so that you guys are just like more familiar with why we run the Instant Fusion at all. Like I'll show you as part of the combo. And then E-Tele just gets out a Psychic Tracker or a Gamma if you need a level 2 tuner. And then Foolish is just a generic extender. You could send whatever you're missing if something gets negated. A lot of these effects dump to Graveyard. So if that gets negated, then you can just activate your Foolish Burial. And then finally, we have 3 traps. The One Shade Brigandine, which is actually part of our combo. And then the double Fog Blade. It's nice to be able to search one of these and it can also save you by just negating, continuously negating an effect on the field. All right, finally for the extra deck, before we get into our combos, we've got the fusion monsters. We got Sea Monster of Theseus, the best Yu-Gi-Oh monster of 2017, I think they said it was, or maybe 2018, I can't remember. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which is nice, and then, yeah, we make Invoked Mechaba in this deck. So I'll make sure I show you guys how to do that. Then for the Synchro monsters, we've got Martial Metal Marcher, Herald of the Arclight, and then Muddy Mud Dragon. That kind of gives away how we make Mechaba. For our XCs, we just have the Dante and the Beatrice. This is not what you're primarily trying to go for, but this is something that you can do. If you've played Burning Abyss before, then you know that even with the small package that we have, you can make Beatrice if your main combo gets stopped. Then for the Link monsters, this is the heaviest part of the extra deck. We got Link Cross, Predaplant Verte Anaconda, Cherubini, IP Masquerena. This is more utility. This is not part of the combo. Crystron Helki Fibrax for summoning your tuners from your deck. Rusty, he's back. And then finally Nightmare Unicorn, so you have an actual target for your IP. Alright, so let's go over the combo really quick. First, I'm going to start off with the Predaplant. So you summon your Predaplant, you send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, which lets you special summon your Darlingtonia Cobra. That lets you search your instant fusion. So now you're going to link both of these off to go into your Cherubini. Now, Cherubini is going to get to your Burning Abyss engine. So what you're going to do is you're going to dump Graph, which is going to summon Seer. Now you're going to proceed to activate your instant fusion, which gives you your Sea Monster of Theseus. Seer does not die because Cherubini is linked with him, or Cherubini's pointing to him, so he doesn't die because of Cherubini's effect to prevent destruction. So what we're going to do is we're going to link those two up into Rusty. So Seer in the graveyard is going to trigger special summoning back our Cherubini. After that, we're going to be able to use Rusty's effect. We're going to set our Shade Brigadine, and we're going to dump the Cloak. We're going to use Cloak to search our boots, and we're going to be able to use that to go into Needle Fiber. So we're going to special summon our boots, and we're going to link off with the Sea Monster of Theseus for our Crystron Helki Fibrax. That's going to summon the extremely powerful Plague Spreader Zombie from our deck. So now we're going to actually need some synchro material. So we're going to actually link off the Cherubini for Link Cross, and that's going to get us 2 tokens. So we'll use those. So we're going to synchro summon with the Plague Spreader Zombie. It goes to graveyard since we have not used its ability. With one of the tokens for Martial Metal Marcher. Martial Metal Marcher is going to bring back our Plague Spreader Zombie. Now we are safe to make our Herald. So we're going to use Martial Metal Marcher and the last token to make Herald of the Arclight. So this is the Macrocosmos / the Negate. I'm thinking of playing a Saravis in this deck just so that you can have more advantage when it goes to the graveyard. You get to search the Saravis and you can use it as a hand trap or as a negate for Dragoon or Mechaba. At this point, we're going to go ahead and make our Mechaba. So we're going to activate the Shade Brigadine to special summon it. Then we're going to synchro for 6 with the Plague Spreader Zombie. That brings out our Muddy Mud Dragon. You can go ahead and activate Muddy Mud Dragon's effect, making itself an Alistair and fusing with the Link Cross to just bring out your Invoke Mechaba for free, essentially. Now, you could also not waste all your resources like that and then go into like a Union Carrier and then just equip the Buster Lock to Rusty, but I thought that this was hilarious. So we're just going to summon Invoke Mechaba. I mean, like, we might as well just play Dragon Link if we're going to just do the Buster Lock in every deck anyway. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and banish our boots to search a Fog Blade to our hand. Now, keep in mind, we only used 2 cards in our hand for this entire combo, so you're going to have 2 other cards. You're going to put any card from your hand back onto the top of the deck to special summon your Plague Spreader Zombie. Then you're going to link the Needle Fiber and the Plague Spreader Zombie for your Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Then you're going to use the effect, sending your Red Eyes Fusion as cost, banishing your Red Eyes Dragoon, or your Red Eyes Dark Dragon, your Red Eyes Black Dragon, and your Dark Magician, which then summons your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon to your field. All right, so you usually are able to negate a trap with Mechaba or a monster effect after you use Herald of the Arclight, because Herald says that any monster sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard are banished instead. So you have to wait till you use your Herald to use Mechaba for a monster negate. But since Dragoon just says discard, you can always use Dragoon even if Herald's on the board. So I'm going to reset really quick, and then I'm going to show you guys the version with just the tour guide instead, so that you guys have that information, and then we'll go ahead and end the video. All right, so starting off again, this time we're going to get tour guide out, normal summon tour guide, and this is going to special summon our Rhino Warrior. So we're going to link summon these two into Cherubini. All right, so Rhino Warrior is going to trigger immediately, and we can just go ahead and dump our Graph, which is going to summon our Seer out. So starting to look similar already. Then we're going to use Cherubini's effect to dump for cost our Carbonetin. Carbonetin's effect is going to summon out our Galaxy Serpent. So we've already got our Tuner access, and we've already got our Rusty access. So we're going to we're going to link summon up into our Rusty, triggering our Seer in graveyard to bring back our link to Cherubini, which we can later turn into Link Cross. And now we get to use Rusty's effect. We're going to set our Shade Brigadine again, and we're going to dump our Cloak, which is going to be banished for our Boots immediately. So we could just special summon out that Boots and then link straight into Halqifibrax, which brings out our amazingly broken Tuner, Plague Spreader Zombie. So at this point, it's the exact same thing. We already are at the point where it was the same thing as last time. So I'm going to go through a lot quicker. So we summon Link Cross. That summons our 2 tokens. Then we're going to link our Synchro with Plague Spreader and a token for Martial Metal Marcher. That brings back our Plague Spreader Zombie. Then we're going to Synchro with Metal Marcher and the last token for our Herald for that extra negate. Then we're going to go ahead and summon out our Brigadine, Synchro summon for our Muddy Muddragon. Use Muddy Muddragon's effect with Link Cross to make Mechaba. Then we're going to search out with Boots to add a Fogblade. Then we're going to put something on top of our deck to bring out Plague Spreader Zombie. Then we're going to link the Halqifibrax and Plague Spreader Zombie for Verte Anaconda. Then we're going to dump our Red Eyes Fusion for cost, paying 2,000 life points, which will banish our Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon to special summon Dragoon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the profile, and you guys can play around with the deck. The board is pretty funny. It's several different archetypes. You got the Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon. You got the Phantom Knights boss monster. You got a Predaplant monster, an Invoked monster, and a Herald monster. I just thought it was funny and cute. This deck is not good by any means. Essentially, it's like Orcust. It can just get stopped by one hand trap a lot of the times. But it's really fun, and the board's cool. I thought you guys would enjoy this, especially with this stale format, since COVID's kind of ruining everything. So if you like the video, subscribe and comment, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. So bye-bye.